The ocean is a vast and beautiful ecosystem on our planet that houses such incredible life forms, home to stunning colors and visuals, but also a deep abyss of nothingness full of monsters out of your greatest nightmares. Hi, I'm Jim, and I'm scared of the ocean. Seriously, it's like a really bad fear. So let's talk for a second. Why would I bring up my fear of the ocean to you right now? Well, because we're talking about Subnautica today. That's right, baby. I first played Subnautica in 2020. I had just simply seen like a thumbnail for it before on YouTube. It wasn't worth any like big spoiler of what it was. It was just Markiplier reacting to something. I don't even remember what it was. I didn't watch the video. I just saw the Markiplier thumbnail. I'm like, that sounds interesting. Subnautica, cool. Unfortunately, I'm stupid. So the name Subnautica, you know, nautica, nautical, you immediately assume like water, right? Yeah, right? I saw sub and thought, you're subterranean. Yeah, like the underground. I have zero idea why I thought that. Either way, I was really excited to explore in a game. I love doing exploration, so I was super excited for that. Yeah, so the water thing was a little bit of a surprise, not gonna lie. I was not ready for my greatest fears to surface. However, in spite of my terror, this is one of the greatest games I've ever played, and I would really like to talk about it with you today. Now, this isn't like some of my other videos. There's no special question. There's no thesis statement. There's no super big point to it. I just want to talk about a game I love. I just want to talk about Subnautica. There's no underlying message. I'm just having fun. Also, there is a spoiler warning in effect. I will be talking about a lot of stuff from the game, including the ending. So if you want to play this for yourself, I highly recommend it. Bookmark this video, come back, and leave a comment talking about your experiences. I'd love to hear it. If you've already played it, leave a comment talking about your experiences. I'd also love to hear that. And if you just saw someone else playing it, leave it a comment just thinking, like, you know, just tell me what you thought of it, you know? I want to talk about Subnautica today, and I'd love to talk about it with you. You kick off the game crash landing from a ship into an unknown planet. Upon landing injured but safe, you put out the fire in your life pod and see that you've been stranded in a vast ocean on an alien planet. The only thing in sight is the ruined wreckage of the ship you were once stationed on, and you're left with a sudden want to investigate the ship to see if anyone else is okay. The intro of this game is just so fun. You're immediately just like caught in right away, right? And then you step out of your life pod and you see everything around you, and you take that leap into the water. And it is just beautiful seeing all the life in front of you, the colors, the corals, the creatures, these funny fish that like can only be made in someone's dream. It's magical. I love it. And immediately it just makes me want to explore more and more. And then you get that first radio call telling you where to go, and you realize, oh, I can get hooked on this. This intro to Subnautica really hooks you in off the bat. It makes you so excited to just play more. But what exactly do you do while playing this game? Well, great question, Bandit, I'll let you know. Immediately your thought process is, I'm in the water, I'm drowning. Uh-oh, Stinky, I don't want to drown, let's not drown. Go get air, dummy. The most important thing to survive is to not die. The radio will give you hints of where to go, so pay attention to that thing. It's gonna occasionally throw things at you and be like, hey, go this way, go that way. You want to look at that, all right? It gives a lot of fun stuff. But your most important tool is your fabricator and your life pod. You can make incredible tools from there. You can make a scanner, a flashlight, a habitat builder, a knife. But my first big goal in playing was to make a habitat, because I thought, okay, I'm in the elements, I'm drowning, let's make somewhere I can call safe, you know, just so I can get my head together and think of what to do. Now, important note, I'm discussing balancing health and oxygen to survive. That's because the version I played on was the freedom mode, which is just worrying about oxygen and health, but there is the proper survival mode where you also have to manage thirst and hunger on top of that, and I just didn't end up playing that one. I played freedom because I'm a baby boy. You get more blueprints to build things by investigating wrecks and destroyed life pods. This gives you more incentive to explore and look around in different areas. For these new blueprints, you sometimes see new materials as well, and more valuable ores and minerals and resources can all be found deeper in the ocean. So it also gives you a path to go forward, essentially. You know, if you want to get more stronger stuff, head deeper down. All this is basically to necessitate your survival, which is absolutely necessary because if we want to get off this planet, you gotta kind of be alive. Because ultimately, survival is just a band-aid. You know, it's a temporary thing. It's not the main goal of the game. There's some games where the entire purpose is to survive as long as possible, right? This is not one of those games. This one is survive long enough to find out how to get off of this place. And then you start to run into things like stalkers, these funny little guys here, right? Now, the problem here is they attack and bite you and kind of try to rip your flesh off. So this might just be an underwater planet of doom, I would guess even. But it's okay, we have more fun gameplay to talk about. Much like Metroid Prime, another game I really like, scanning everything is kind of recommended because you get an idea of what's going on. The main use of scanning is learning how the planet operates and functions and gaining blueprints. Data logs and files are a must if you want to progress the story, which is kind of necessary to complete the game, so I recommend doing it. Now, my first thought when playing was the Aurora, the ship I crashed on, is right over there, and I want to go check it out to see if maybe there's any survivors. After realizing there's massive Leviathan-like monsters around the Aurora, you decide to sit still and wait and hope that you can find another solution. You decide to take a nap, and then you're contacted by some weird thing telepathically. This scared me, so we're gonna repress this memory for a while. Eventually, it's a phone call. It's help. Except you can't really answer them right now, so let's go upgrade our base and feel better about ourselves. But then they call you again. Help? They still don't help you, maybe next time. So you decide to make a little ocean car to hop into and drive around so you're not like, you know, dying horribly to like suffocation, which it sucks, honestly. It's not fun to drown. A third call. They're on their way. Help will come save you. You've survived for a long period of time, and now you're a big boy hero who gets to leave peacefully. But what about the Aurora? Fuck you, tiny Jim. Get out of the way. That place is just surrounded by devils. So you make your way over to the landing site, and you're just... What's that? That's weird. Who made that? Do the other guys know about this? I'd ask them, but every log is just them dying. Anyway, you see it's about half an hour till they arrive, so you go make some food because you're finally safe on, like, land for once, not the chilling depths of the sea. It feels good. It feels nice to be dry. You come back with your pita bread doused in kerosene, and then this thing just goes like, oh, I want to move now, and that's kind of weird, I guess. The sunbeam excitedly states,
Survivor, we see you.
but then this big motherfucker reveals, uh-oh, I'm a fucking gun, and Supremo kills those guys. So I guess whatever, I'll just explore on this island, okay? You dodge some land crabs, and then you find an iPad on the floor, and that lets you enter Big Gun. Now here's where the game hits you with an out-of-nowhere revelation. Big Gun is a building that was created by aliens before humans ever crash landed here. So they built this big thing to shoot anything out of the sky, so anything that even gets close to the planet just explodes, right? That's a problem. How am I gonna get to safety if it blows up? So yeah, like you could be sad and think, oh, help's never coming, that sucks for me. No, I'm not like that. I'm better than that. So I walked over to the big little terminal and I said, turn off, Big Gun, turn off right now. Well, then the stupid thing looks back at me and goes, nah, I can't do that. You got the big sick. So you go, what the fuck do you mean? I literally self-scanned like 5 minutes before this and it was like, oh, you're healthy, man. And you pop a little self-scan yourself and just, uh-oh. The planet is big sick. So new goal, you're gonna search the entire planet head to toe and search for any clues that could possibly remove the big sick from you that, you know, the aliens couldn't even fix, and then go and turn off this gun, then hope someone shows up and saves you and takes you off the planet. That sounds absolutely impossible, and I'm so excited. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I was when this happened in-game. This basically told me that I would have to fully, like, explore this entire miraculous world. Like, I need to do this. This is a mandatory thing. And I'm so pumped. I love exploration. I love looking around. I love just... I become like a baby, like a little baby in exploration games. I really love it. There's just one issue, though. Monsters. Now, there's many games that contain like big, evil, scary monsters, and yeah, they all work really well at like scaring you and being like, oh, I'm a puppet made of human flesh. That's scary, right? But here's the thing. This one's in the ocean, so I'm fucked. Hi, my name is Jim, and I have thalassophobia. That means whenever I see this, I die. Now you're probably wondering, Jim, if you're afraid of the ocean, if you're afraid of water, Jim, then why are you playing the game with water? Why are you still playing this? Put the game away. Go play something else. Go play Iggy's Wrecking Balls, in which case I look at you and I say, as bluntly as I can, as honest as I can, as true as I can, I reveal to you the truth of my very nature. I kind of like being afraid. By this point, you've seen the gameplay loop. You get it. You understand. You find ores, you find blueprints, you craft things, you upgrade things. Also, you can get further into the sea, explore more, find more blueprints, find more data logs, get clues to understand how to cure this bacteria. Your main upgrade is going to be to upgrade your base, which can upgrade your vehicles and let you traverse better. Primarily, this will focus on the maximum depth that you can reach in the ocean. So just like the real-life ocean, there is pressure. It will crush your vehicle if you go too low, so you want to get that higher so you can go even further in the safety of your vehicle, because if you're outside a vehicle, everything can eat you and you can drown. I kind of ended up talking about story and gameplay in like an intertwined way. That was kind of cute. I liked it. It's like doing my reviews from back in the day, except like all at once instead of like the separated categories. That's kind of cute. But if you watch some of my reviews from back in those days, you know that there's more categories I've yet to cover. So now it's time to talk about atmosphere. Subnautica's visual and sound design are a core aspect of creating its atmosphere. In the initial coral zone, you're met with bright colors of the corals and happy, cute designs of the creatures. These friendly beings help you feel safe with their fun little sounds mixing with the peaceful sway of the water just above you, complete together with the relaxing tones of the coral biome soundtrack. It's really an incredible moment to soak in. But while this technique works amazingly to create a feeling of safety, it's also extremely effective when used to create fear. Friendly visuals are traded with open nothingness. The abyss is staring at you. Sometimes in the distance you see something move. It's small, but it alerts you. Anything even slightly visible from that far away has to be incredibly massive when approaching you. You find yourself darting the camera in every direction, terrified of what could be hiding there. Then, the sun sets. Darkness envelops you. All you can do is hope that every inch forward will be safe, yet every visual and audio cue around you makes you terrified. While Subnautica is filled with beautiful shots and incredible locations, I find these murky moments of uncertainty to be so much more powerful, as through a handful of sensations, the game has managed to make your imagination run wild with worry. Yet this same technique can always bring your heart rate back to normal with calm sounds and bright visuals when the sun rises yet again. To say this game is atmospheric is an incredible understatement. But it's also super janky and I love it for it. By this point in the game, you should have found a lot of blueprints that help keep you a bit more safe, like the incredible stasis gun that can stop anything in its tracks, or the vehicle electric pulse attack that gets big boys off you when they try to chomp on you. This is the good shit. This keeps you alive. I didn't flub that line. I didn't just start screaming at the microphone. And maybe you're like me and you're tired of those big bitches just screaming at you. So it's time for me to scream back. So I decided it's time to take my fight to them. It's time to go to the ship and take those bastards down. Now, while it takes a lot for you to do this and it is like, you know, more of a terrifying thing, this is also the most janky thing you can do in this game. Like, this is not a joke. This is by far the most janky thing you can do in this game. If you ever decide to freeze these guys in place and just start beating the shit out of them, you're gonna learn real quick that the game never planned for them to run away and has no idea what to do when they're cowering in fear. And sometimes this almighty strategy still doesn't really work out for you. In brief moments like this, you may find yourself finally, like, getting past the fear of the Leviathans like me, but then the game reminds you that it isn't coded well, so they'll just come through walls and scare the shit out of you. Oh look, you're at the ship. Now the area around the ship sucks, but the inside is so rewarding. You can gather so many blueprints here, and there's a ton of logs detailing how the ship ran, what the plan was here, and like personal logs of the crew, like one where this person takes the relationship and views it like a workplace opportunity.
I would like to reduce our contact hours.
How much further can we do that?
To 0.
You're dumping me.
I'm changing the terms of our relationship.
That was kind of weird. It's kind of amazing to think this treasure trove progression was just like sitting here, just in the middle of the area for like the entire game, and you could have just gone here and gotten all this incredible stuff. But then you remember that it was guarded by a satanic platoon of goldfish. Stop it! Now armed with the knowledge from the ship, you can create a rocket to escape the planet. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter at all because Big Gun will probably just kill you for it. So where to? I don't know, man, just explore. Now, on your trips, you may have noticed these giant cloud formations in the distance, right? Well, one of them is the island where Big Gun is on, and the other one is the Aurora Rendezvous location. So you make your way to the Aurora Rendezvous location, but do you remember something from the ship? It kind of told you that, like, everybody died, like, all of them, they're all gone, it's just you. Little scary, by the way. If you don't like being alone like me, this is gonna kind of suck, but it's also kind of cool because it's really fun how scary it is. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm getting all sorts of emotions that don't make any sense to me. But since you're all alone now, you might as well start exploring the areas and see what you can find. At least that's what I thought to do. So I dove underneath the island, and you see these incredible, massive, just jelly things, like, holding the island up. That's so cool. Now, if you remember from the starting zone, if you've ever played, or you probably saw in a clip in this video, unless I totally forgot to put it, there's these little guys that, like, stick onto stuff, and they're really cute, right? This is them when they get big. They become these. They become these big boys. That's so cool. I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. I like the world building. I like shit like this. It makes me happy. I get happy. Let me be happy. If you remember those bases back on the other island I talked about, those actually belong to the crew we were coming here to save. So you can actually go investigate them and find out, like, what happened to them. And, well...
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Yeah, they probably aren't doing too hot, but they have another base close by. So you dive down into this haunting abyss where their base is located, making your way slowly while oh my god! Yeah, there's even bigger fish than the big massive big boy fish. That's pretty fucking cool. But I've been playing for hours now. I decided I'm cooler than those boys, so I killed them with the butter knife. Don't fucking play me. This area is extremely hostile. You have crab squids, these creepy little fucking guys that shoot like EMP barrages. You have warpers, who are these horrible beings that keep throwing me out of my ship and causing me to get a little annoyed every single time. And then you also find a little bit later that these guys are the ones who sent like a really creepy message to you, like this little radio thing where they're just garbling into the fucking microphone, and they've been hunting you this entire time, which is, you know, pretty fun. I like the idea of them just, you know, coming after me like that. They're a little quirky, you know? Also, they probably killed all your friends too, which is just a just quirky gamer of them. They're just quirky. They're not like the other warpers. But reading the logs and the bases that are left behind from the old research team, you see that this place could be even more hostile, since a fucking big boy Reaper just showed up and blew it all up.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Chief. Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmet.
What?
Brace!
So what do you do here? I don't know about you, but my only thought was, okay, I've made it to like where these people died. What if I just go in that creepy looking cavern down there? And going down even deeper like this, where you see the locations that you've gotten kind of used to begin to change around you into something completely different. This gameplay loop of finding logs has led you chasing down this group, this research team, these few survivors that were left behind. You follow their story, it leads you here to their end, and then you go deeper than you ever have before, into the very heart of the ocean. The Lost River. This zone is stunning, dude. The visuals are absolutely incredible, unique, and magical. It's so cool to look at. There's a mini Ghost Leviathan being a jackass here. He's like a juvenile. He's not fully grown yet. There's massive skeletons. Look at these. What did these used to be? Like, this is horrifying, right? The idea of like something even bigger existed and the big things that have been fucking with us, right? But at the same time, it's also so cool, and I want to see it, but I also don't want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a mix of wonder and terror, and it's so perfect. I love this feeling. I cannot even begin to describe it to you. I want to know, but I also don't want to know. Oh, I love it. This game is perfect, man. This area also includes a ton of lore, like how Ghost Leviathans are born, which is a good segue into birth, which doesn't make sense when I just say it like that. Let me finish. It's a segue into how birth on this planet is not based on how long an egg gestates, but rather if it's in the ideal habitat and conditions. So, essentially, for an example, an egg could remain like for 5 centuries untouched and still alive as long as something doesn't eat it if it's in the wrong habitat. Say, for an example, you need to hatch this egg in a cold water area with a lot of grass, but you are in a hot water area with sand. This thing will never hatch. It has to be brought to its ideal environment or else it just won't go. This is important for later, not now. I'm just kind of rambling. There's no structure to this video. Continuing further, the game takes you to the inactive lava zone. Immediately, you get contacted by the telepathic creature we mentioned before, which was a memory I repressed, so we're just gonna bring that back. The creature tells you to go even deeper inside the inactive lava zone. Here you can find a ton of lore about the Kra bacteria, which is the bacterium that's infected the entire planet and caused everything to become sick. It's also the reasons the aliens came to this planet. Essentially, the Kra bacteria wiped out their entire society, and they were like, man, we really need to not have our society wiped out. Let's create a vaccine! So the funny fellows realized that an enzyme created by a local Leviathan of this planet could neutralize the bacteria, so they set out to finding that. Issue here is that Leviathan only has one surviving member of its species, and they don't make that bacteria unless they're babies. So then they try to find a way to make this thing have babies, and man, it's just not working out for them. They lay the eggs, and they're there, but they can't hatch, because turns out the ideal habitat for this creature to basically hatch from its egg and grow just doesn't exist anymore. Oh wow, that's sad. So now they start experimenting with other creatures. And what other creatures are those? Here, you occasionally hear what can only be described as roars. You move forward, you see a skeleton. What the fuck is this? That's the scary guy that I was terrified of in the early game. And it's a skeleton here. And you scan it and see that, uh-oh, it's something's prey. So what eats the scary thing? what could possibly be big enough to... Yeah, so these are sea dragons. Fucking aliens are like, yeah, man, let's breed these big boys. Yeah, it's a great idea. They look kind of similar to the big thing we're using before. You know, the other Leviathan, they're almost exactly the same. Only issue is one Leviathan's a peaceful creature. He's a little scrunko. He doesn't give a shit, right? The other one is very fucking angry and likes to eat people. And guess what? You took its baby. It's pissed off, you dumbass. So they are more than willing to ram into your little research station, blow it the fuck up, kill themselves, and then release the Kharaa bacteria through the entire planet, killing everything. Great job. You did terrific, aliens. You fucked this one up. Granted, I crashed a spaceship into this place, so I'm not much better. But still, the point is that fuck you. It's your fault. It's not mine. Shut up. So this is where you realize that big gun was put into place after the planet was quarantined. They didn't want this infection to spread among the stars, so they wanted to contain it in one planet. While it is terrible to sacrifice the one planet, it kept it from blowing up every place in existence, as they probably would have traveled around killing everybody with it. But at the same time, you realize that they brought it from their own homeworld and ended up dooming this planet. Now, for me personally, after learning all this lore, I only had one thing that was racing through my mind. One thought. One goal that I had to go with. I need to meet this Leviathan they captured. I need to meet the Sea Emperor. And that's kind of the beauty of the scan system. You wouldn't know this from the store. You wouldn't just assume this. You wouldn't just be able to find this normally and you wouldn't get it. Maybe if you were lucky you would. Maybe if you just found the right cave systems and traveled down, sure. But this all makes sense if you followed the trails left behind by this, like, logs and entries that you can only find through scanning. You paid attention and you're rewarded for it by having a path put in front of you. So now you make your way forward through the deepest of the depths, dodging monstrous Leviathans while beelining it for the research station, piloting your trusty prawn suit or your massive Cyclops submarine throughout the zone. Side note, a lot of people like the Cyclops. I personally am more of a prawn suit guy. I like the maneuverability, I like the mobility, I like the speed, the feel of it. It feels more for me. You know, I like being a little suit underwater. It sounds fun. I get the Cyclops love. I'm not hating on it. There's no definite answer for what's the better one to choose here. For those who don't know, you just can't use your old Seamoth vehicle, as this is just too deep for it to go. Now, while I use the prawn suit, the Cyclops has incredible features such as basically being a giant mobile base. So if you want that, go for that. I'm more of a prawn suit guy myself, though. That just letting you know. This isn't like the mandatory thing you need. You then enter the facility at the bottom of the ocean. You see warp gates all over the place that lead to every other biome, and then you make your way to a massive water container and greeted by the Sea Emperor Leviathan. Immediately you can tell this is the same creature that has telepathically spoken to you before. It's a very intelligent life form. It speaks to you and then swims away. You see this amazing tank full of life. Predators are even mixed in with no hostile tendencies, an example of the ocean at its peak before it was ravaged by the bacteria. At the bottom, you see their eggs. They express their wish to see the eggs born, and now you have a new mission. Create a hatching solution for these eggs to get the enzyme necessary to cure the infection. This portion of the game is a truly beautiful way to round out a finale, at least in my eyes. The ingredients for hatching the eggs may seem like confusing at first glance, but then you pay attention, you realize they're not. You've seen all these things before. Subnautica has made you search this entire world looking for clues to find a cure, and in your search for that, you may have seen things that interested you. Little things to keep track of, maybe a plant that looked kind of interesting. And that thought's been buried in your mind as a constant reminder of something to check out in the future. A path to move forward. The game has this magical way of making you go on a specific path, but giving sprinkles around that could lead to newer paths if you paid attention back then. You just have to remember. In the final stretch, you head out to the waters again, looking for these plants, these things you saw during your adventures that gave you pause, these things that gave you wonder, and using their seeds to create a hatching enzyme that'll help you stimulate an environment that doesn't even exist in the waters anymore. You use your knowledge of the world, you use the memory of the lands you've been trapped in, and use your sense of wonder to save yourself and forge a new path forward. You find all the plants, get their seeds, mix the solution, and head back to the eggs. And then hatch a species that was at death's door. The Sea Emperor says goodbye to their young. As you now have given hope to an entire race, with their enzymes spreading across the seas, the infection will surely be cured, and this planet will once again thrive. As a final plus, you're also cured of Kharaa. You took a little dip in the enzymes and you're feeling pretty good right now, I'd say. So it's time to make your way to the tower and turn off the big gun. You create the rocket you got the blueprints for, and then you just kind of stop and take a look. You look at the progress you've made, the base you spent hours constructing, the Seamoth that helped you soar across the seas, the prawn suit that led you through crushing depths, the sea life you raised in order to understand the planet more. All of it was an important part of your journey. All of it was necessary to build this, your one-way trip home. You leave behind one last message for other players, and you slip out to the great beyond, moving on from this journey, a bittersweet end because of how fantastic it was. As the Sea Emperor speaks one more time, with a statement that brought tears to my eyes.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
Hey, this video is a little different from the normal stuff I do, and I don't know if it really worked for you. I don't know if it had a purpose, but I do hope it was fun. Thank you so much for watching. I probably missed some things I really wanted to talk about because there is a lot to mention, and I don't think it's possible to fit everything I want in one video, right? So maybe I'll keep some of those ideas for future ones if I find any of them right. Maybe another video, maybe a below zero video, always a chance of that. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and supporting the channel. It would help me greatly and I'd very much appreciate it. If you didn't like this video, that's totally understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. Just if you could please go to my Twitch channel and then DM my moderator's harassment messages. I'd very much appreciate that. That'd be very kind of you. Thank you, Jimmer Bimmers. Be brave and have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves and be kind. So sweet me, hootskis.